Hello, my dear aspirants. A very warm welcome to you all. I hope all of you are doing great and preparing well for upcoming examination. I welcome you all to our official channel of Adda247 Notice. Today, myself, Shubhankar Nongsiet, and along with me, I have Julie ma'am. We are going to give you an accurate paper analysis session regarding our MPSC LDA. So, all this time, the hard work that we have done, the efforts that we have put has finally paid off today. I have received a lot of messages from my aspirants who were in our paid batches. They gave good reviews regarding the paper. Some of them they found easy, some of them they found difficult. So we are going to break down the paper in full detail for you. I'll be covering aptitude English part and our jury ma'am will be covering GK, GS and computer sessions for you so that you get the clear picture of what kind of questions were asked and what might be the cutoff. And cutoff will be decided at the end. I'll ask you to put in your comment down below what is the cutoff that you might expect, and based on that we'll bring another session of cutoff. Yes, ma'am?
Yes.
So we'll bring a cutoff session and there we'll decide actual what can be the cutoff.
Yes.
So let's start our session. So today was the paper of Meghalaya MPSC LDA. 150 questions were there. And it carried 300 marks, 2 marks each question. And if you see the weightage of the paper, so English had a good number of weightage. So I think this time English will be the deciding subject for your selection. So English had 33.3% weightage in this paper. You can see 50 questions. Then aptitude reasoning were very, very easy. I got a feedback from my students. I was very much happy that they could score 70 out of 70 marks. So now let's understand each subject in detail. I'll ask Julie ma'am to come forward and give you a brief about our GK, current affairs and basic computer. What was the level and what type of questions were being asked. So ma'am, hand it over to you.
Hi everyone, I hope everyone have done well in your exam. So in a very short time we have created this batch and also your preparation along with us. So today in your exam analysis we'll be starting with the analysis part. Firstly I will be going with the GK part, GK and current affairs, because you have seen here the GK and current affairs has 80 marks. The second most weightage means after English the second most, which has the highest weightage, is 80 marks, that is of GK and current affairs, while the third is of basic computer. So in GK and computer part, we have seen at least 5 or 6 questions have came almost from every topic. Like from Indian polity, questions were from fundamental rights, articles, Supreme Court, judicial review, preamble and DPSP. Along with that, from environment as well, you have seen question like greenhouse effect, climate feedback, climate forcing, carbon sink and carbon footprint. Yesterday only I have detail about a question like what do you mean by carbon footprint or what is blue carbon. Yesterday I have discussed about this particular topic and you got one question from there. So yes, I expect you have done well in that questions. And apart from that, in the notice and specifically from your part, the state specific fact, few of the current affairs have been seen along with few institutions name, initiatives and events. From here you can expect some schemes question. This was also been discussed in the current affairs part. Apart from that, in agriculture, yes, I have given directly about what do you mean by kharif crop or what do you mean by rabi crop. I have done many times about this. Apart from that, MSP, crop, soil and agricultural facts. Apart then history, modern India, freedom movement and national leaders. So this question came every year. In the rest PYQ also we have seen questions from history are frequent, at least from this part about freedom movement and also national leaders. And from geography part, questions were from soil, land area, states and physical agricultural geography. From economy, LPG reforms, as it is a very trending topic. So yes, questions were from there. Economic sectors, about few banks as well like NABARD, SIDBI and RBI. And also whenever I have seen about the paper, means the paper specifically the GK part, it was not so big or not so broad. Specifically the questions were maximum current affairs focus, as we have already said, like your previous year papers were also in the same pattern, this time also same. Apart from that, in the polity part, these are some of the means distribution of different topics, and maximum were from either India, from state, and few of them were from world centric. And from basic computing part, I have done many classes in computing part and maximum were of them, some common questions were there from those part, and some I have also said like everything we have discussed in our classes, both in the live class and paid class, all were almost common in the computer part. Like the first was of memory and it was total, the computer part was of 50 and it was very scoring. Firstly, it was from memory part about RAM and basic storage concept, and next was of Excel, Word, Windows management, email and internet basics, Data units, this also we have discussed from ascending to descending order. What are the different units of data? Cyber security, some keyboard shortcuts, this also we have discussed, and few of them were from coding language. Okay, so this were very few, and apart from that, few are from software operating system, and these questions were also done yesterday. So whoever have done our sessions of yesterday in the live class, they were very much benefited from this part, at least, because maximum question I have seen from that part. So the rest from English, maths and reasoning will be said by our Shubhankar sir, what type of questions came and what type of question have done. And also one thing I am saying here, those how much you have done or how much questions you have done, how much marks you expect, you can drop in the comment section so that you can do an analysis among all the students that have gave the exam. Sir?
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, ma'am's feedback were quite valuable, and also, if you have seen yesterday's session of ma'am, so she covered last final revision session for you guys. So from there also many common questions were seen in this particular examination. So roundabout, if we see, the paper level was from easy to moderate. I would not say that it was very difficult. Yes, there was some challenges faced in English. So let's understand what were the challenges that we faced in our English subject. So if you see out here, English had the highest weightage in this particular examination. 33% weightage was in English. So if we check one by one, so 1 to 5 questions, this particular analysis is based on, I think, series 2 or series 3 paper, I'm not sure, but the questions will do the solution session. That time you will get an idea of what paper we are deciding out there. So if you check, 1 to 5 questions were based on vocabularies, 6 to 15 were grammar sentence, 16 to 35 were fill in the blanks mostly, and one word substitution. Yes, so these were the main topics with which the questions were asked in your examination. So this time many students were saying that the examiner did not give reading comprehension. Okay, so yes, it was something unique this time. Like last time also, if you check the previous year paper of LDA examination, there also some unique points were there. So similarly out here also we can see that this time they did not give reading comprehension, so that's something unique. But roundabout, if we see, the paper level was quite good in English section. So I would say that English will be the deciding factor for your selection in this particular examination, because other sections were also somewhat tricky, right? Other section, if you mean, it was generally general knowledge and current affairs along with computer and English. The theoretical subjects were a bit tricky, but still the main selection will be coming from English portion, because out here the vocabs also that they were asked were of good level. Yes. Okay, if you move ahead, English, what to prepare. So next time, if you want to study properly for this examination, then you should consider studying one word substitution. Okay, high frequency exam vocabularies, prepositions, along with that tenses, verbs, question tags, sentence structure, and also synonym antonyms with good vocabs, not the simple one. And also, as we know that in Meghalaya, the students have a decent, like basic level of English learning is quite basic there. So that is why you can expect that English would be tougher in the future examinations as well. Okay, as compared to the other state. Other states, if you check, the English paper is not that difficult because of the English language understanding. But in Meghalaya, we can expect that the paper will be tough in the next upcoming LD examination as well. Okay, so if we move towards aptitude, then aptitude was somewhat very basic, very easy questions were asked. So I'm sure most of the students could secure 30 marks in this part. And as I mentioned before also, okay, like theoretical subjects are always uncertain. So you never know what the examiner might ask from those subjects. But the highest scoring subjects are your aptitude and reasoning. So if you scored at least 65 also in these two subjects, then I would say that you have done very well. And most of our paid batch students who joined in the last 20 days MCQ batch, even they were shocked that they could attempt so many questions in the last moment. So I was very happy for them. I received many. So I'll make another video of review where students mention all the important points that they faced during the examination. So questions were asked from all the topics, and if you have checked my last most expected paper session, I did mention in that session that last year paper of LDA was not too good. Maximum question were from number system. So this time we can expect that many questions will come from the other topics, and it has happened exactly that with what we have spoken about. So all these topics were covered in your examination. From number system also question came, but not that much, but they emphasize more on arithmetic portion of maths. So it was a good paper. Okay, I would suggest that maths was good. We had topic from percentage, ratio, time and work, number basics, speed, time, distance, average, profit, loss, and pipes and cisterns. So it was a good paper, I can say. Maths paper was good. It was basic, easy, and highly scoring. So Meghalaya government has thought for students that they want to give some sections so that students can score as many marks as possible. And if you move ahead in the fifth section, that is your reasoning. Here also 40 marks must have been guaranteed, but there was one question from critical reasoning where students might have lacked a bit. Okay, regarding the, I think it was a question where they gave us statement, and based on the statement you had to answer. So that is the question which students left. They told me. So roundabout in our batch, 2 questions were there which students face a bit difficulty in reasoning, but others they could attempt. So the topics were namely your direction sense, blood relation, logical conclusion. This is what we are talking about. Coding, decoding, dictionary order, analogy, number series, and sitting arrangement. So sitting arrangement also table based. 6% I mentioned in the paid batch, and also in the most important session also I told you that you might expect question from sitting arrangement table based, and that came exactly the way we wanted. So how was the paper feel? So it was short scoring, okay, for reasoning part, short and scoring. Now if you move ahead, okay, next time if you want to give examination, and if the same pattern exists in your examination, which I think will probably be, in that case, what should be your preparation priority? So you should prioritize English and computer first. Okay, tier 1 subject would be English and computer, because English won't be easy, my friend. Okay, I will surely insist you that you have to make your English strong. Even though we have basic decent level of English, but still you have to go higher. Okay, you have to focus on vocabs more, and also understand the antonyms and synonyms, asking the questions. Along with that, computer also you should focus, because this is also a scoring subject. So I was expecting like they might give some good tough questions, but when I did the analysis, the question were very much basic. So computer can also be a scoring subject for you in the next upcoming LDA examination. So this is a roadmap for you. So 150 marks can be secured by just covering these 2 subjects. That means 50% of paper has been covered, and you can easily secure 70 marks from reasoning and maths. Okay, so roundabout you can see, if I compare them, if I combine them, you're already getting 220 marks. Okay, which is very much close to the cutoff, right? Then tier 2 subject would be your GK, Northeast, and State GK, because it has 80 marks weightage. But I would suggest you that you focus on these subjects more, because this subject are scoring subject, and this subject can never betray you, because whatever question they will give will always be concept based, and if you have a good concept, then you can easily solve the questions from reasoning and aptitude, right? So out here 80 marks weightage and 70 marks weightage. So this should be the priority that you have to follow if you want to give examination next time. Okay, so English, computer alone accounts for half of the paper. Very, very important. Keep in mind that you have to focus on English and computer no matter what, right? And reasoning aptitude after that, because it is higher scoring, we can easily score good marks in this part. And last but not the least, GK, Northeast, State GK. Out here, this is very uncertain, whatever question. Like they asked the state flower of Meghalaya, right? But they put the scientific name in it. So it was very tricky paper. So those who do not know the scientific name, they couldn't attempt it. Yes, they had to guesswork. So whatever it may be, it's fine. So these are some of the recommendation. So we can expect in the future also that English will be the main subject. That would be the deciding factor of your selection. English will decide selection. Okay. Along with that, GK GS, you have to focus on static, current, and Northeast also. And mostly, I think next time they'll ask more questions from Northeast GK. And aptitude just remain basic. Okay. If you want, you can join our paid batches, and you can see that I never give unnecessary formulas, because I know what kind of level are being asked, where we can solve those questions in a very good speed by just utilizing the basic concept that we have. Okay, so that should be the roadmap. And along with that reasoning, you have to cover all the topics no matter what, because the highest scoring subject, you're easily getting 40 marks from reasoning. So you cannot skip reasoning. Okay, you have to cover all the topics, and not too high level. You have to set a certain level, and that level you'll understand by seeing the previous year paper of LDA. Along with that, computer, high return basics, mainly shortcut keys, okay, Microsoft Office and all those things you have to focus. And last with it, final strategy is what to study first. So I've explained you already. So this will be the roadmap which you have to follow. First cover English, computer, then you cover GK, and then you go to reasoning and aptitude. Okay, so this is the particular roadmap. So final takeaway would be what? Don't prepare only GK. The paper rewards balanced preparation. Okay, many students emphasize only on GK, 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 GK. But as you can see, this time English will be the deciding factor, my friend. Yes. So first priority should be English, then computer, and then GK, and then reasoning and aptitude. This should be the priority list, depending on the marks. But if you'll ask me that, sir, which subject we are sure that we can score full marks, then I would say reasoning and aptitude is the subject where you can score full marks. Okay, so build basic, practice PYQ is very important. You see PYQ and you understand. So our MCQ batch that we bought in the last 20 days, we did nothing, we just did a PYQ, and based on the PYQ we did analysis and covered other topics, and see, you got the result, right? So that's why PYQ is very important. And the good thing is that Meghalaya government has given past 5 to 6 years PYQ to you, okay, which other state government has not given. You can go and check. Okay, many state government lacks previous year paper. They started providing from now onwards, so you have a good kick for yourself, right? So that's the thing. And also improve speed and revise repeatedly. Revision is very important. Okay, so no matter whatever happens for good. If you did very well, then congrats to you. If you could not do that well, then don't worry, we have other options also waiting for you. We have SI exam, we have MCS exam, and also I've heard that some other recruitment exams are also going to come up very soon, and there are a few reforms also which are going in Meghalaya, as you know. If those reforms are also are applied, in that case more options will be opened for you guys, right? So that's it. So if you want, then you can join our foundation batch. This is not only for LDA, but this batch covers all the major examinations of Meghalaya. You can say DSC, LDA, okay, then UDC. After that we have your sub-divisional officer, then we have our license officer, librarian. All those exam has common syllabus. So this particular foundation batch cover those particular syllabus. To join in, what you can do is you can contact to this given number, contact and get yourself counseled. What are the things that you'll be getting? They'll mention you everything. They'll guide you through it. Okay. So this is it from my end. I hope you found this video important. If you found it important, then what I want you to do is please comment down what is the score that you expect, right? What is the score that you expect, and based on that we'll make a cutoff video, and that cutoff video will be more accurate. Now also I can tell you what might be the cutoff, but that won't be that accurate because it's based on my analysis, right? But if other students comment down below, as many students, if they comment down below, then we can get to a minimal cutoff with which you'll get the confidence that you can start preparing for a skill test or not, right? So please comment down below what is the expected marks that you expect in this particular examination. So thank you so much, take care, and see you in the next session, which will be your detailed paper solution session for maths, reasoning and all the other subjects. So stay tuned, make sure to subscribe our channel, press the bell icon to not miss the future notification, and also join our foundation batch if you really want to crack the examination in your very first attempt. Thank you and keep studying. Thank you. Bye-bye.